Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Spawn, issue number 332, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. In the previous issue, the secret history of Cogliostro, now known as SINN, is finally revealed, starting with the murder of his brother and his descent into hell. To his climbing the ranks to hell and his part in the creation of the first hell spawn, SINN has come. Now we begin with Spawn walking in the blistering cold. It's good to see you again, Al. And we see Cogs looking down upon Al and standing on top of a hill. So tell me, says Spawn, what's so important that we had to meet here? Well, it's the place where my brother died. It's been quite a long time now, but I enjoy coming here. Truth be told, it's one of the few places I feel at peace. Question before we start, says Spawn. How did you manage to get off Omega Island? Well, Cogs, like, you ain't the only one who's clever. Now, what is it in which you speak to me about? So Spawn continues his dialogue. He wants to talk about the terror and time that created all this chaos. You were a Hellspawn once. You seem to know more than others. Do you think what I did is reversible? Ah, says Cogs, I do, but my help requires something in return. Like what? Come on, Al, you're a pretty smart guy. I need a dead zone unlocked. Just one, and just for a few moments so I could get to the other side. You do that, and I'll show you how to close the terror in time and send everyone back to their original times. And Spawn, he ain't no fool either. He's like, what, you want to take over Malbosia's empty throne? Well, someone's eventually going to sit in it, right? And who do you think that should be? You? The clown? Who, Spawn? So Cogs continues to plead his case. Be realistic. I know you have no desire to rule hell no matter what all the others say. I've heard all the wishes about you. Some are calling you King Spawn. Is it true? I love that reference and that tie into King Spawn because I think King Spawn is one of the most gangster issues you can read. That's ridiculous, and we both know it, says Cogs. You're a soldier. A good one. A great one, but a soldier nonetheless. A follower, not a leader. Not a king. Someone has to sit on Hell's throne, though. It's against the natural order for it to be empty, and it'll cause even more chaos if it continues to stay empty. And Spawn's like, oh, so you think you should be the one sitting on that damn throne? Well, if you're not going to take it, says Cogs, then I'm the best option you got. I'm not Malbosia or Mammon, Al. I have no desire to replay their old ways. Someone has to protect Earth, and you could do it from here, and I'll help you from Hellside. It's why Omega imprisoned me. He wanted the throne for himself. And he's not the only one. If you or I don't fill the throne's void, soon it'll be too late. All you have to do is open up that dead zone, Al, and your problems are solved. So, the next move is on you. And the next move is on Spawn. And he lets it be known by putting that chain to his chin. You want someone to smoke? No! That's my simple answer, says Spawn. Spawn curses himself thinking Cogs was the one who could help him. I am not your apprentice no more, Cogs, and I'm not here to bargain. I want to know how to close that tear in time, and I don't give a damn about no throne. Ah, says Cogs. I'd hope we'll be able to discuss this sensibly. Just remember, I tried to avoid this, and he morphs into SINN. All this necroplasm green light coming out of him, emitting out of him. Whatever happens from here on out, Spawn, is on you. This new transformation that Cogs did from Cogs to SINN takes Spawn by surprise. The old man he knows all this time appears to only have been a mask. And today, for the first time, he's seen the real Cog. And Cog lays a haymaker on Spawn. And you could tell that was some brutal pain right there. Did you think I'd come here if I thought you could beat me? You better get the hell up out of here. You can't. That's why you'll never be king. Kings, thrones, dead zones, none of that shit matters. Spawn is sick, all of it. But it may be too late as he feels his powers draining away. Realizing Cog didn't come here to talk. He came to set a trap, and we see Spawn with that big-ass axe ready to do some damage. You have no idea how long I waited for this, Simmons, as SINN blasted with this green energy. How long I've been forced to depend on others for my survival. Do you know how degrading that is? But now, I don't need others to give me their power. Now I can just take it for myself. And he impales Spawn with his fist in his chest, and you can see that pain, that brutal, sheer, agonizing pain is just written all over Spawn's face in that text right there. And I owe it all to you, Spawn, because the right pieces didn't exist here on Earth, but you fixed that. Omega, Plague Spawn, that was a comma for the spark I needed. My 1,000-year wait is finally over, and I've begun to lose hope, but you've restored that. I've become SINN because of you. And Spawn realizes if what he's saying is true, then Spawn is once again confronted with the unintended consequence of his action to destroy Clown. And that's in issues 300 and 301. And I'm glad I did reviews on that. I'll put the link in the description if you wish to watch those reviews as well, because those are some gangster issues too. The enemies he's helped bring here became tools and create another devastating parasite. One that makes fighting it a mismatch. And Sin takes Spawn's cloak and blasts into the air. You ain't going away nowhere, son. You're mine. You're the one that's been haunting all those hell spawns, says Spawn. Yes, they become useful in what I'm doing. Opening up that hole sped up the groundwork that would have otherwise meant centuries more in waiting. Now there's only one last piece left to gather, because you're going to open up them damn dead zone. The power of an army's worth of Spawn courses through Sin's veins, increasing with each passing second. Isn't it exhilarating? You're the only one delaying the inevitable, Al. I'm going to extract your power to unlock the dead zones, and then I'll do it myself. You're wrong, says Spawn. I don't have those powers anymore. What? Says Sin. Kill me, because I can't unlock the dead zones. I've hidden that power somewhere. You'll never find it. So drain me to a husk. You're just wasting time. And Sin's like, I don't believe it. I don't know. But meanwhile, this voice from off panel says, get away. And the first lesson Al Simmons learned in the military is whenever entering a hostile territory, especially against an unpredictable enemy like Cogs, you got to have backup. And we see Cygor come in and just clobber him and get his ass out the way. Take me out of here, says Spawn. The creature's surprise attacks buys them only a moment, but that's all they need as Spawn's cloak comes back to them, envelops them, and gets them up out of the scene. Retreating goes against Spawn's every instinct, but he can't risk Sin draining more power from him than he already has. The battle for now is done, but in the weeks and months to come, many will hold this night up as a turning point when everything changed, when the war for Hailstone actually became official. So we see Jim Downing talking on the intercom, whoever he's talking to, that Al failed his chance, and he had his chance and failed. If Sin had managed to unlock the dead zone, none of us would be safe. So Al said he's managed to hide it somewhere, but he doesn't know where it's at. As he goes and starts figuring out what the next plan of attack is, Hunt goes there. He's like, hey, you know what? I want to join the team. But before I do that, I want to investigate another lead first. But I'm not sure if it's going to work out. But Hunt is on his own mission. He needs to find some allies because he wants to find a cure for his sickness, for his symbiote, you know, what he's going through right now. And Jim Downey is happy to hear that. So he tells him, for now, allow me to introduce you to the rest of the team as we see Mark and Overkill. And this is a different Overkill from the previous issues. It's a much more tame Overkill, a reprogrammed Overkill. And that's where we end this issue. Look, I mean, it's cool to see Spawn get his ass handed to him, but you know Spawn is always going to come back stronger and better. At least that's what I think is going to happen with Sin. It's interesting. I dug this issue, and that variant cover that I put on the thumbnail, that is definitely worth the price of adding this comic book to your comic book collection, because I think that's the first, no, it's not the first appearance of Sin. It's just really good looking art. And if you're a fan of art and supporting the art in the industry, that cover is definitely worth adding to your comic book collection. And I thought this is a gangster read. Link in description if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. With all that being said, Spawn, issue number 332. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy and don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway, and also we do a lot of Spawn content as well. If you like Spawn, you'll like this channel. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.